Welcome to Natural English Talk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Natural English Talk. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. Thanks for listening today.
It's good to be here. Today, we are looking at something very quiet, but actually quite powerful. We are talking about the small habits that shape our day.
Not the big goals, not the huge life changes, just the tiny choices we make, mostly without thinking.
Exactly, the invisible ones, like that very first moment in the morning. You know the one? The second your eyes open?
Oh, I know it well. That is probably the most dangerous moment of my day.
Why is it dangerous for you?
Because there's a battle that happens immediately. My alarm goes off, I wake up, but I don't actually move. I stay right there under the warm covers.
It is very tempting to stay. It feels safe in there.
It does, but then almost automatically, my hand reaches out to the side table. I don't even decide to do it, I just grab my phone.
The automatic scroll.
Yes, and suddenly I'm not just waking up in my room, I'm looking at news or messages or social media, and I can feel this inner voice starting to argue.
What is the argument about?
Well, one part of me says, just 5 more minutes. It's comfortable here. You don't need to rush. It feels like I'm being kind to myself.
But is it actually kind?
That's the thing. I realized recently that it's actually draining. I'm lying there, body completely still, but my brain is racing through all this information. By the time I actually stand up, I feel heavy.
It's a strange paradox. We stay in bed to rest, but that passive scrolling actually steals our momentum. It creates a sort of mental fog before the day has even started.
Exactly. Fog is the right word. And I notice such a difference on the days, the rare days, where I beat that habit.
When you just get up immediately?
Right. When the alarm rings and I just put my feet on the floor. No phone, no scrolling, just standing up.
It sounds so simple, but that physical action changes the whole tone, doesn't it?
Completely. It feels crisp. There's a sense of agency. Like I am controlling the morning. The morning isn't controlling me.
It creates a little spark of energy. You aren't fighting the weight of the phone anymore. You're just moving.
Yeah, but I have to admit that pull of the warm bed, it is a very strong magnetic force. It takes a lot of mental effort to break it.
So let's say you win that battle. You get your feet on the floor and you walk out of the bedroom. The next zone is usually the kitchen.
The kitchen. This is where the day actually begins for me. The lights come on, the kettle boils. It sounds peaceful, but there's another subtle decision waiting there.
Is it about what to eat?
It is about whether to eat at all. I have this bad habit of standing at the counter, looking at the toaster or the fruit bowl, and thinking, I don't have time for this. I just need the coffee.
It feels very efficient in that moment, doesn't it? Like you're saving 10 minutes by skipping the routine of sitting down.
Exactly. It feels harmless. I tell myself, I'm not hungry yet, or I'll grab something later. The coffee feels like enough. It gives me that false sense of energy.
But that energy is borrowed, isn't it?
It really is. I've noticed the pattern. If I skip that moment in the kitchen, if I just drink the coffee and rush out, I pay for it around 11 a.m.
What happens at 11?
My focus just shatters. It's not even that my stomach is growling, it's my patience. My patience becomes paper thin. Small problems at work suddenly feel huge and irritating.
That's a really important connection to make. We often think breakfast is just about not being hungry, but you're saying it's actually about emotional regulation later in the day.
That is a great way to put it. Emotional regulation. When I stand in the kitchen and decide to make the toast or cut the fruit, I'm basically investing in my mood for the rest of the morning.
But it requires stopping. You have to be willing to stand still and prepare something when your brain is already rushing ahead to the commute or the office.
That is the hard part. The physical act is easy. Putting bread in the toaster is not difficult, but the mental act of slowing down enough to care for myself, that feels heavy sometimes.
It's a friction between speed and sustainability. Speed says, go now. Sustainability says, fuel up first.
And when I do choose the food, when I actually sit for 5 minutes and eat, the morning feels completely different. It feels grounded. I'm not running on fumes.
So you leave the kitchen and step out the door. The commute begins.
Yes, and this is where my next automatic habit kicks in. Before I even reach the sidewalk, my hand is in my pocket searching for my headphones.
It's like a reflex, isn't it?
Totally. I put them in and hit play on a podcast or a playlist instantly. I don't walk a single step in silence. It's like I need a soundtrack just to walk to the train.
Why do you think the silence feels so difficult to face in that moment?
I think I'm avoiding my own head. If I just walk in silence, my mind starts listing worries, things I forgot to do, emails I need to write.
So the audio acts like a shield. It blocks the internal noise with external noise.
Exactly. It drowns out the anxiety. But lately, I've been trying to resist it. I've been trying to leave the headphones in my pocket, just for 10 minutes.
That's a brave choice these days. How does it feel, walking with just the sound of the street?
At first, it feels very uncomfortable. My brain is searching for stimulation. It feels too empty. I almost reach for them again.
It's withdrawal. We're so used to constant input.
But if I push past that first minute, something shifts. I start noticing the color of the sky, or the wind, or just the rhythm of my shoes on the pavement.
The world comes back into focus.
It does, and those worries I was trying to block out, they actually surface, but they're not as scary. I can just think them, process them, and let them go while I walk.
That's the difference between suppression and processing. When you plug in the headphones, you're pushing the thoughts down. When you walk in silence, you're letting them breathe.
And the result is I arrive at work feeling different. When I listen to a podcast, I arrive feeling stimulated, maybe a bit full. When I walk in silence, I arrive feeling clear.
It's a quieter kind of readiness. You aren't already exhausted by information.
Right. I'm actually present in my own life instead of listening to someone else's.
So you arrive at work, you sit down at your desk, or maybe you open your laptop at home. The commute is over.
This is the moment where the day can go in two very different directions. And usually for me, it goes the wrong way within 30 seconds.
What happens in those first 30 seconds?
I open my email immediately. It's like I can't help myself. I haven't even taken off my coat or filled my water bottle. I just sit down and click that icon.
You open the floodgates.
That is exactly what it feels like. A flood. Suddenly, I see 20 unread messages, bold text, urgent flags, and that calm feeling I might have had, it just evaporates.
It's a very reactive way to start, isn't it? You are instantly responding to other people's needs instead of setting your own intention for the day.
Reactive is the perfect word. I feel my heart rate actually go up. I start scanning the list, looking for problems. My inner voice switches from good morning to, oh no, what went wrong?
It puts your brain into a state of defense. You are scanning for threats.
Yes, and I notice this irritation building up in my chest. I start reading a message from a colleague, and even if it's a normal request, I feel annoyed. I think, why are you asking me this right now?
That irritation is a signal. It's telling you that you aren't ready to be available yet. You haven't settled in.
But I worry that if I don't check, I'm missing something critical. There is this fear that everything will fall apart if I'm not online instantly.
Does it ever actually fall apart?
Honestly, no, never. If I waited 15 minutes, just 15 minutes to organize my desk, write a to-do list, and breathe, the emails would still be there. Nothing changes.
But your state of mind changes.
Completely. When I check email first, I feel like the day owns me. I'm just chasing things.
And when you wait?
When I wait, even just for a few minutes, I feel like I'm choosing when to work. I'm the one opening the door rather than having the door kicked open.
It is a small delay, but it protects your peace. It keeps the noise out for just a little longer. The morning passes, you deal with the emails, and you get through lunch. Then comes the afternoon.
The danger zone. Usually around 2:30 or 3 p.m., it hits me like a wall.
It's that moment where your brain just feels full, isn't it?
It is. I'll be looking at a document or trying to write something, and I realize I've read the same sentence 3 times, and I still don't know what it says.
Your body is shouting at you to stop. But what is your inner voice saying?
Oh, my inner voice is not being nice. It's saying, push through. Don't be lazy. You have so much to do. You can't stop now.
It's the productivity trap. We think if we sit in the chair for longer, we will get more done.
Exactly. So I sit there, staring at the screen, drinking more coffee, trying to force my brain to work. But the quality of the work is terrible. I'm just typing words, not thinking.
And you probably feel more tired afterwards than if you had just stopped.
Much more. And frustrated too. But recently, I tried something different. When I felt that heavy feeling in my eyes, I just stood up.
You walked away?
I walked away. I left my phone on the desk, walked to the window, and just looked outside for 5 minutes. Or I just closed my eyes in my chair.
That feels almost illegal in a busy workday, doesn't it? To just do nothing.
It feels terrifying. The guilt is immediate. Everyone else is working. Why are you staring at a tree? But here's the crazy thing.
What happened when you came back?
The fog was gone. Not completely, but enough. I sat down and I could actually focus again. Those 5 minutes of doing nothing were worth an hour of trying to force it.
It's a reset button. We treat ourselves like machines that can run forever, but we're biological. We have rhythms.
And fighting that rhythm is a losing battle. Accepting the pause, it actually feels like the stronger choice now. It takes confidence to rest.
So you survive the afternoon, but somewhere in there your phone buzzes again. It's a friend or maybe a family member.
This is a tiny moment that causes me so much hidden stress. I see the message pop up. It's nothing urgent, just a, hey, how are you? Or a meme.
And you have to decide right then, reply now or reply later.
Exactly. And the pressure to reply now is intense. I feel this immediate guilt if I see it but don't type back instantly. I feel rude.
Like you're ignoring them?
Yes. My inner voice says, it only takes 10 seconds. Just be nice. So often I interrupt whatever I'm doing, my work, or even just walking, and I type a quick, distracted reply.
You give them a piece of your attention, but not your full attention.
Right. It's a low-quality reply. And worse, it breaks my own flow. I'm pulled out of my world into theirs for a second, and then I have to struggle to get back.
It creates this fragmented feeling. Your attention is being sliced into little pieces all day long.
But the alternative feels uncomfortable too. If I see the message and decide, no, I'll reply tonight when I'm free, I carry a little backpack of guilt with me.
You feel the weight of the unreplied message.
I do. It sits there in the back of my mind. Don't forget Jake. Don't forget Jake.
But isn't there a freedom in waiting? When you finally do reply later, how does that feel?
It feels much better, actually. When I'm sitting on my sofa in the evening and I choose to open the chat, I'm actually there. I send a voice note or I write a real answer.
It becomes a real interaction, not just a reaction.
Precisely. I'm realizing that delaying the response isn't rude. It's actually protecting the quality of the friendship. I'm waiting until I can be a good friend rather than a distracted one.
That is a very healthy reframing. Boundaries aren't just for you, they're for the relationship too. The workday is finally done. You're back in your sanctuary. The door closes behind you.
This is the best feeling. The coat comes off, the bag goes on the floor, and then the sofa.
The landing pad.
The landing pad. And usually right next to me is the remote control or my tablet.
And let me guess, the screen goes on immediately.
Instantly. I don't even check what I want to watch. I just need the light on, I need the noise. It's the signal that says, okay, work is over, you can switch off your brain now.
It feels like a reward, doesn't it? I worked hard, I deserve to zone out.
Exactly. Zoning out. That is the goal. But I've started to realize that zoning out is not the same thing as resting.
What is the difference for you?
When I zone out with a show or a video, time just disappears. I sit down at 7 p.m. and suddenly it's 9:30 p.m. The evening is gone. I don't remember it.
It's like hitting the fast forward button on your own free time.
It really is. And I don't stand up feeling refreshed. I feel a bit numb. My eyes are tired. It's like I just paused my life for 3 hours.
Have you tried leaving the screen off just to see what happens to the room?
I have. It feels very quiet at first, almost too quiet. But then the evening actually feels longer.
Longer in a good way?
Yes. I might put on some jazz or just cook dinner slowly without watching anything. I might actually taste the food.
You are inhabiting the evening rather than just getting through it.
That's it. When the TV is off, I feel like I have a life outside of work. When the TV is on, I'm just recovering from work so I can go back tomorrow.
That is a profound difference. One is living, the other is just maintenance.
It's a tiny choice, pressing a button or not pressing it, but it changes the whole texture of the night.
And finally, the day ends. You're back in bed, maybe in the dark, waiting to sleep.
The circle closes. This is the moment I usually stare at the ceiling for a minute before I close my eyes. It's quiet again.
Do you review the day in that silence?
I do. I weigh it. Sometimes the day feels heavy, like I was swimming upstream for 12 hours. I feel exhausted but not satisfied.
And other times?
Other times, it feels light. It feels complete. For a long time, I thought it was just luck. I thought, oh, today was a good day because nothing bad happened.
But now you see it differently.
I do. I see the math now. That heavy feeling usually comes from those tiny moments we talked about. The scrolling in bed, the rushing, the constant noise. They stack up.
Like little stones you put in your pocket throughout the day. By bedtime, they are heavy.
Exactly. But the light days, they weren't magical. They were just days where I stood up when the alarm rang, or I walked in silence for 10 minutes.
It creates a different trajectory. You aren't fighting yourself all day.
That is the realization. A good day isn't about one huge victory. It's just a collection of tiny, invisible choices that nobody else sees.
That is actually very hopeful. It means we don't have to fix our whole lives tonight.
No, we just have to wake up tomorrow and make one small, slightly better choice. Just one, and see where it leads.
That is a lovely thought to end on. Thank you all for listening to Natural English Talk today.
It was a pleasure sharing this time with you. I'm Jake.
And I'm Anna. Take care.